Okay, my Doordash people, I am back with you again today. That's 2 videos in one day. So I just thought I'd make this video as I've been replying to a lot of my comments. A lot of people have been asking how I monitor the miles I drive, what mileage I accept versus the pay. Then when it comes to figuring gas out and profits, things of that nature. I'm going to kind of explain to you, and it's really simple, really basic and easy, and it's more of a common sense thing on that note, but I thought I'd share it with you anyways. So in regards to my driving, like I'm not really concerned about the miles. I know, like I said, again, there's different markets, different mileage for orders, for different pay that people end up having. So at least for me, the way that I do it, and I would say everybody can do it this way in terms of figuring out your gas and your profits. And like I said, really common sense, or really simple in the matter. So let's just say, for instance, before you start your dash and you have a limit of $50 that you put in gas in your car. So I get a lot of comments saying, well, I'm dashing, but I'm not really seeing the profits. So the number one reason for that is because you're not thinking about the money that you spent putting gas in. So then at the end of your dash, it's seeming like you're not making anything. So what you have to do is you have to look at your gas as it puts you in the negative at the start of your dash. So let's say that $50, $25, $50, whatever it is that you're going to put, look at it that when I put that 50, I'm negative $50 right now before I start my dash. So then therefore, once you drive that 50 off, and you would still probably continue on dashing. And so you've made profits beyond what gas you've put in your car. But once you've made that 50, now you're back at zero. Now from that point on is where all your profits will lie. So those people that are putting $50 in gas, and then they get out there and they drive and they make $60, and then you make $10, and then you're just like, because maybe you're not paying attention like in your debit card or whatever it is, or maybe you are paying attention to your bank account, and you just see 50 come off, and then at the end of the night you deposit 60, and you're just like, I only made $10. I was out there all this time and I just made $10. So that's where a lot of people get it mistaken, that they're not making any money. And you just have to look at it like you have to replace that gas money that you put in the car. You can't just go and put gas money and think you're going to start at zero and just start making profits. It does not work like that. So for those people that just really couldn't understand how they weren't really seeing profits like that, you have to do it that way, where whatever gas you put, you have to make that gas up first to get back to zero, to get back to a plus. And then at that point, then you start making profits. So once you get that worked out, then when you go home, instead of it being a $60 deposit, you're depositing $110, because not only did you make up the 50, but you made $60 on top of that. So now you start to see where your profits are laying, because you replaced that 50, you made an extra 60 on top of replacing that 50. Follow me? You already made up the $50, and you made an additional 60. So now that $60 is your profit. And when that turns into a daily thing and it starts to click in your mind, it starts to click and click and click, then you start figuring out, and then you can better prepare yourself in terms of your driving. So it just sucks, but you got to make up that money that you use for gas. Gas is not free. And obviously the type of vehicle you have will determine how much gas mileage you get, this and that. And that's a slew of different vehicles for different people. So some people, you have really good gas mileage. Some people, you'll have crappy gas mileage, depending if you're out there with a V8 or V10, big old SUV, or whatever it is, to go around picking up number ones. So unfortunately, the car you have is the car you have. So that's where it'll be a plus or a minus for you to be out here doing this job. Of course, like I said, I will never tell you to quit a job. And even if you're just out here just to keep your car filled up, there's always a profit margin to keep gas in your car. At the very minimal, I tell people, sign up, go out and dash, just to at least take care of your gas. So you're not even having to go into your bank account to even bother with gas. You can just go out there and drive, make your profits, and you fill up your tank. You'll have that gas for a couple days, and you make some profits, and you just get out there to do gas. So if you have a quarter tank of gas, you probably can make a half tank to a full tank of gas off that quarter tank of gas that you have. So it's not a case where you're out here using a quarter tank of gas and only making a quarter tank of gas money, to where why are you even out here? So like I said, if you get that worked out in your head to always replace that gas, start out your day, and maybe you already have gas, but at some point you're going to have to replace that gas. So you're going to have to dig into your pocket and put money back into the vehicle to continue to drive. So whether you're putting gas at the beginning of your dash or you put gas in it after, you just have to look at it like, okay, I got a full tank now, but when I get done with this tank, or when I get low enough, I'm gonna have to put $50. So at some point in time, you're gonna have to calculate that in, and that's gonna take away from your profits. Me personally, I like to put gas before, and I drive, and I know, like, okay, that's $50. Once I get to zero, now everything's my profit. So I'll continue to drive until I make what profits I want. And then at the end of the week, or at the end of the month, then you know exactly how much money you actually got in terms of profits, aside of maintenance. It's not that much maintenance we have to do, but aside of maintenance part. The other way that you can deal with the gas and profits thing, and this is, I think it's a little more difficult, and it's more for people that already have like a day job where they have other income, where you can let your paycheck build up with DoorDash day by day, and now you're just taking gas money out of your income from your other job. So then you're building up your DoorDash pay daily, and then you just get a nice big check deposited at the end of the week. Me personally, I like the daily thing. I cash out daily, but like I said, I've already figured out my gas to profits margin and all that stuff. So I already know when I go into my day what gas I spend and how much it probably is that I need to make up. And then I'll know what my profits are. So I just cash out daily. But with that said, I will leave it at that. Like I said, I just wanted to explain that to a few people because they just couldn't understand why they're out driving, and then they get home and they feel like they haven't made anything, and it's because that reason they're not thinking about the money that they put gas into the car. And if you're thinking about it daily, or if you look at it over a month and you're like, something's not adding up, and that's the reason why. So just look at it that way. Like I said, little things here and there I'm gonna try to help you out with, just so you can kind of understand and get a better grasp of how this works, especially when you're using your own vehicle and having to pay for your own maintenance. You have to figure all that stuff in first, and once you got that part worked out, then it's all profits after that. So with that said, your boy C-Moto, second video today. I appreciate you guys watching as always. Until next time, peace out.